Hey, it's Ken Finnan at Capital Advantage Tutoring here for your Series 7 exam review and SIE exam in Series 66. I am sorry that I'm late. I was walking around like I thought I had more time, and I didn't. So that's why I'm late. I apologize. That's why I only have 4 people on here. They're punishing me. I'm waiting for the text going, are you going live tonight? Guys, welcome to my live. It's funny, when I do it planned ahead of time, I don't get a lot of viewers. When I do it spur of the moment, it kind of pops on. Here's as my daughter says, my medical experiment, doing my crystal light. Okay, everyone. So a couple quick things while no one's on here. If you like what I'm doing, please hit like and subscribe. If you want some good material, please go down into the descriptions and take a look at Achievable, which is rock solid. You got STC on there too, a little discount code. If you need free resources, you obviously have my wonderful channel, as well known as the GOAT channel. You got Brandon Rith over at Basic Wisdom, and go help him out. He's expecting. And we have Dean Tinney over on the other side of YouTube. Okay. We also have, if you need help with tutoring, I'm here to help you at capitaladvantagetutoring.com or series7exam.org. If you want other places to go for tutoring, you can go reach out to Achievable on their website, or Brandon, who's doing mostly writing. He's writing questions like crazy. And we have Michael Weiss at series7examtutor.com. series7examtutor.com. Michael Weiss, he's a little cheaper option than I am. He's solid. He's really good on the 60 exams, and he's great on the 7. And let's get going. Okay. Can I go over the Form ADV? Quick one. I can do a quick one, Form ADV. That's not a problem. Oh, Caleb, Helen, Michael, Azavia, and Audra, how are you? Jorge, how are you? So on the Series 66, 65, 63, you will be asked how an advisor registers. So we have Form ADV. So broker-dealers use Form BD. Advisors use Form ADV. Ruben, how are you? So I'm missing all my other guys. Stefan's out on here. I love Caleb. Yeah, that's true. I have to say, Caleb, you're very right. 5 fucking K people. I have 5,000 subscribers. I'm doing almost 450 a month adding on. I love this shit. It's awesome. I love this shit. I'm halfway to the merch. I'm halfway to 10 grand. And it seems to be picking up speed, which is good. All the other YouTube providers can thank me for breaking the fucking mold. I was doing a little stuff right away, and other guys are doing it too. So now, okay. He got the promotion. Stefan got the promotion. That's all. Yeah, Helen, I tried to do the pizza party, and nobody came, but that's okay. I was sitting there in Paul's Pizza Place on that Tuesday night all alone, but that's okay. Now, back to this. So, Jorge, let's get back to this. Or Jay, right? That's what they call you? Okay. I am so happy for you. Okay. Now, Form ADV, advisors have to register with the SEC or the administrator, depending on who it is. Now, I got a block. So, oh my God, Teddy. So now, you all know Teddy. Form ADV for investment advisors, fill out a Form ADV. They file a Part 1 and Part 2 with the SEC or the administrator, either one. Part 1, Part 2, administrator, either one. Now, Part 1 is like the facts, okay? The facts of like where the branches are. Since, hey, that's awesome. I got to do this. 1990-ish, that's awesome. You passed the 7, that is so big. For international, I mean, you're going outside the country. That is awesome. I'm so happy for you. How was it? Let people know. Pay it forward a little bit. Okay. Now, back to this. From ADV, Part 1 is the facts, okay? It's the facts on the bond. It's, on the investment advisor. Who we are, what we are, who the officers are, how many clients we have, what kind of clients we have, how much money we have, all that. 1B is for the state one, okay? Boom. Now, I saw that. I want to respond, but I want to give it a second. So Part 2 is a disclosure doc, okay? Everyone congratulate Yvonne too. She fucking passed the SIE. She was so worried. I'm sorry, Jorge. You're gonna have to deal with it. I'm so happy for you, Yvonne. I was worried, not worried, but concerned because I didn't hear from you. I am so happy. That's good. 1 down, 2 to go, and we got this. Okay, back to the 66. And congratulations on the SIE. I'm so happy. Back to this. So Form 80V Part 2 is the disclosures, like any kind of conflicts we have, the backgrounds, any kind of how we manage fees, how we manage the money, stuff like that. All the disclosures that has to be given to the clients. Now, if it's 2A is all the disclosures for the firm in general. 2B is the disclosures for all the team or the IAR. So again, 1 is the facts that gets filed with FINRA or the SEC or the administrator. Part 2 is a disclosure. It also gets filed, but that's what has to be sent to the clients. They can call it the brochure, the disclosure document, or Part 2. So the brochure is where they take all the information from the Part 2 and glossy it up and put pictures with it and make it look nicer. That's 1 and 2. Okay, so now. Okay. Michael, you're taking this 63. Okay, so how do you manage your time most optimally? Okay. The easiest thing to do, not easiest, just I would say if you see a really long question, maybe just automatically mark it for review, pick an answer, mark for review, come back to it later, get through everything. So my big thing is if you're taking the 63, you have to keep at a good pace. You don't have to go fast, but figure you should be around a minute per question. So I would say if you see a question that you can maybe get for the 63, I would say read the answers first and then read the question maybe. So again, read the answers first, then read the question, okay? That's probably the only way to do it at this late time. It's hard to, speed you up, but I think you're going to be fine. Everyone, just don't panic about the time. Make sure you get all the questions answered. So if you see a really long one, mark for review so you can get at least through the test, and then maybe you have 10 or 15 minutes, maybe more likely 10, to go over the ones you struggled with. But at least there's an answer in there. Okay. Hey, Ken, can we brush up on why long-term bond prices are more volatile than short-term? Okay. So now, long-term bonds are more volatile because you have a longer, what they call it duration, but you have a longer time. Like think about if you do a little thing here, right? Say you make it, do you ever hear the time, whenever people do travel in time, they're afraid that they go back and step on an acorn that, became a big tree and then it has a problem. So over the long haul, a little ripple can build. So what happens is if you change interest rates a little bit, the long-term bond, that could be a compounding thing over 20 years that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why long-term bonds are more. Now, the short-term rates, it's more like because the Federal Reserve moves the rates, the short-term rates, and then they follow. I mean, that's kind of it is. Now, as far as low coupon bonds, the reason they move, the low price bonds move more is low coupon, low price is because if I have a 20% bond and I have a 2% bond, if rates go up like 3%, it's not that big a deal on the 20%. You're talking 20 to 23 or 17, not a big deal. But on a 2% bond, going up 3% is 3 to 5, going from 2 to 5, that's a double. So lower coupon, lower prices, it's all because of relativity. If rates move, it means a bigger piece of the pie versus high coupon bonds where if I make 20% and it changes 1%, it's not a big deal. Okay. I'm so happy for Stefan. He's probably out drinking that he got this promotion. That's awesome. I mean, he just started in May and he rocked through everything. We helping him get along, and then boom, he starts moving up. Okay. Again, 1999-ish. I remember you jumped on a couple of times. Yvonne, I'm so happy for you. Okay. Georgiana, I can do that. Okay. They've never asked. Okay. So, John, they're not going to make you describe why rates are more. It's just that they react more because the Federal Reserve moves rates and then they move directly with it. Okay. Yvonne, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Okay. Can I go over types of corporations? I can do that. Okay. So let's start with sole prop. Sole proprietorship is just it's just me, myself, and I. I just created a little corporation. There's no protection, no legal protection. There's no continuity of life. All my returns are on the Schedule C on my 1040. LLC, again, for the Series 60, 65, this would happen. So LLC, then the next, and then why you do a sole prop? Because it's easy to set up. Next one up is an LLC. LLC, you can have one member, you can have 1,000 members, whatever it is, but they can all be involved in it. Okay, they become members, and they have limited risk because they have the legal protection of the corporation, but they can be involved in running the company. Jump up, limited partnership. So they have limited partnership as an LP a limited partnership is also a pass-through corporation, which means if you make money, if the corporation makes money, all of the income passes through to the investors. Okay, that's the way it works. All of the income and the losses pass through. When they say losses, they mean write-offs. So the partners get it. LLC, limited partnership, and S corp all have the same thing. So a limited partnership has to have at least one. You should know this from the 7. It's a DPP, pretty much. Limited partnership has one limited partner and at least one limited partner and at least one general partner. The LP can only lose what they put in, and they're like silent partners. They can't be involved. GP has unlimited liability, and they actually run the company. A general partnership is just general partners, so they all have risk. So if they say they want limited risk, that's not the answer. A master limited partnership is pretty much just one that trades on an exchange. It's set up so it can trade on an exchange. Now, an S corp is a pass-through, which means all the gains and losses pass through their partners, but you can have no more than 100 shareholders. And to get that partnership level, whenever they say tax as a partnership, they mean pass-through. Whenever they say tax as a corporation, they mean it's double taxed. So an S corp has a maximum of 100 shareholders. All of them have to be U.S. citizens and individuals. If they're either non-U.S. citizens or they're corporations, then they have to be taxed as a corporation because the IRS doesn't want the money to be hidden. They want to be able to tax it at least once. A C corporation has unlimited shareholders. They have limited protection. They have limited liability. They can be as many as they want. They can only lose what they put in, and they don't run the company. They can vote on stuff. The common stock. Every company you probably ever heard of, other than my great company, is a C corporation. It's the most expensive, but it's the best way to raise a lot of money. Okay. And Georgiana, I do it on my quick and dirty. Okay. So Trish, I answered your question. MLP is one that trades on an exchange. Lily, that's awesome. Patrick, Lily, pass the 63. You're done except for insurance, which is a fucking joke. Just take it every day till you pass. That's awesome. Patrick, boom, boom, boom. I love that. Okay. That is awesome. Patrick, I love getting done the 7. I love it. Okay, tons of options. Everyone thinks that's the thing about the 7. Everyone thinks they're failing the exam. So if you're taking the Series 7 exam, I want you guys to understand that even if you're doing well, you're going to feel like you're failing the entire time. Same thing with the SIE if you're doing that. So Lily has 1 test left to gun. Yvonne has 1 step into her 1 down, 2 to go. And then we got 1990-ish, which is down 2, 1 to go. And Patrick's down 2, 1 to go. I love it. We're getting there. I'm going to miss you all, guys. I really am. Okay. I think that works. I hope that helps, Georgiana. I hope that helps, Trish. Okay. Okay. Yes, you should have. Okay. Okay, Tamer, it's the same thing. I'll get to your question. Can you give a weekend homework? Okay. Okay. Good. You understand margin completely. That's awesome. What I need you to do, Dean, is I want you to understand, Lucas. It's funny. Somebody just commented on my one of my YouTube videos about it, and I'll bring it up in a second. So first of all, Dean, I need you to work. Your job is to find out everything about opening accounts, opening a margin account, opening an options account, opening a new account, what you need, what you don't need. I think you also need to know discretion versus not discretion, and power of attorney versus limited versus full. That's what you have to know. And the differences between joint right to survivorship, joint tenants in common, transfer on death. That's your homework. You got to know that shit cold. Okay. Now, yeah, Helen, don't worry. You're going to nail this. We set a date, right? I know we set a date. Okay. Tamer, widest index and broadest is the same thing. It's a Wilshire 5000, which actually has, I think, over 6,000 stocks in it. So the Wilshire 5000 is the widest and the broadest. It's the same fucking thing. Okay. Can I explain continuity of life? Okay. Yeah, I think if you got through all these, things, that's a tough subject. Jorge, Jay, asking Georgiana about the 7 is almost the same as asking Caleb why he didn't show up on Monday night. Okay. It's a tough subject. Okay. Now, yes, I can do that, Brandy. Where are we? Lucas. Okay. Continuity of life, that means it continues past the death. So prop, if I register, for the Series 7, it won't be on, but it will be for the 66 and 65. Continuity of life. So here's the deal on this. If I have a sole prop, it has new continuity of life because if I die, the sole prop dies. LLC, we're not sure. It depends on the state. So I could say yes, it could have continuity of life depending where it's set up. Some states allow it, some states don't. So continuity of life means that if the death of the partner or one of the partners leaves, it's over. So a partnership does not have continuity of life. You die, it ends. Okay. S Corp has continuity of life and C Corp does. So really, think about it. A C Corp, Ford company, Henry Ford's been dead for like 40 years, I think. So, yeah, you were supposed to find out by yesterday, Georgiana, right? That they were going to open it up. God, what a pain. Sounds a lot like nothing against Morgan Stanley, but they take a long time. Yeah, so continuity of life is just that the partnership of the firm lives on. Sole props don't have it. Partnerships don't have it. LLCs, maybe. Okay. Hope that helps. Lucas. Can I go over annualized return? Okay. So I tried to figure it out the other day and it was a real shit show. So annualized return is this. So everyone think about this. Didn't I just talk about it? Okay. Now, annualized return is like, so if I earn 8% over 3 months, or I own 9% over 4 months, which would you rather have? Well, you don't know the difference, okay? So 8% over 3 months versus 9% over 4 months, you can't figure it out by looking at it. So you have to bring them up to apples versus apples. So you have to annualize it. So what I would do, if I do 8% over 3 months, how often does 3 months happen in a how often does 3 months happen in a year? It's 4 times. So I'm going to do 4. Okay. Where's my calculator? Boom, boom. So 8 months. So if I earn 8% in 3 months, that's 4 times. I'm doing 4 times 8. I know what it is. So it's going to be 32. So that means my annualized return is 32%. Okay, for the 8%. But now let's compare the 9% in 4 months. So that's how often does 4 months happen in a year? That's 3. So 9 times 3. So that's only 27%. So I'd rather earn 8% in 3 months than 9% in 4 months. So annualized is just stretching out what you earn to make it even. And say you earn something over 2 years, you just cut it in half and say, okay, so if I earn 65% in 2 years, I cut 9.5. I earned 32 and a half over annualized. So that's actually the better return. Okay. Yes, John, perfect. 8% because you're annualizing it. Now, holding period return. Holding period return is just your return. It's also known as total return. Okay. So if you go, look, I buy stock at 50, it goes to 60, and then I make a $2 dividend. So that's $10 plus 2, that's $12 divided by the beginning. That's going to be 12 divided by 50 would be boom, 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 24%. So my holding period return, if I earned $10, if I invested at 50 and it went to 60 and I earned a $2 dividend at the same time, that would be a 24% holding period or total return. Holding period return doesn't actually use the time period in the calculation. It's just your return for the time you earned it. Okay. Now, yeah, Lucas, I wouldn't worry about continuity of life too much until you get to the series. The Series 7 should not have a lot of continuity of life. The Series 6, the Series 66 and 65 might. Okay. So continuity of life is strictly just the fact that the company lives on beyond the death of the owner. So that's why it does. C corps, S corps, and LLCs might have it. Partnerships and sole props don't. Okay. Right. So pass through of losses means, so if I have a corporation, say you're one person and I'm one person, and we have a 50% partnership. Okay. So if I make 10 grand, well, you're going to get 5 and I'm going to get 5. I mean, if the firm makes 10 grand, you're going to get 5 and I'm going to get 5. But let's say it costs me $1,000 to do it. Say there's some sort of expenses or losses. It passes through. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get a $500 deduction and you're going to get a $500 deduction, and you would just pay taxes on 9,500 versus 10 grand. Stefan, how are you? Somebody told us. So congratulations. You're an MD now, huh? After only 3 months, you're managing director at Fidelity. That's awesome. I love it. See, coming on here is good luck. See, it's good for your career to keep coming back and telling other people. Now that you're a big shot, you can tell people, everyone at Fidelity, to come watch my YouTubes. Okay. So again, Tamara, does that help? A DPP is a pass-through. It passes through both the gains and the write-offs, so that it's taxed on the person level, not the firm level. A C corp is taxed double tax because a corporation pays taxes, then they pay dividend, and then you pay taxes. Okay, I hope that helps. You know, it's funny. The one girl who used to text me all the time passed all her exams, so she's rock solid. She's gold, and she was on here all the time. She was great. But she was afraid her firm was going to find out, because the firm was, and so stupidly, was very adamant about not letting anyone use a second provider or any helps, because it's a weak provider. Any provider that doesn't promote other ones is afraid of losing. Because like this, look, I promote Dean, I promote Michael, I promote Brandon. I'm not worried about it. I know I'm good at what I do, and I want to help everyone get better. If somebody likes their style better, then go with it. It's fine. Okay. Am I done? Do I get to go home on a Thursday night? Okay. Dean, you have your homework. Okay, let me go rolling back up. Okay. I love it. Stefan, I'm very happy. I am super duper happy for you. I am so excited that you're moving up. That's the way to do it. You walk in, you get your foot in the door. I still remember, like, Caleb was here since I was only 200. Stefan, I remember when you were just not even looking for a job. Okay. So Lucas, since you're taking the test tomorrow, first of all, get some fucking sleep. 2, maybe take a look at did you get a part of the group or anything? But so really, I would focus on get some sleep. But depending on the test tomorrow, if you have time, watch my suitability, watch my must-watch Series 7 thing. Not everything. Okay. Teresa, again, hit me up because I was about to hang up. So Lucas, get for the Series 7 tomorrow, get some sleep, first of all. Second, watch my suitability video. Watch the taxes one, maybe before you walk in there. And if depending on what book you have, if you have STC, get the Crunch Time Facts. If you have Kaplan, use their facts. And if you have Notman, use their class summary, I think. Okay. Oh, it's at 2:30. So you got tons of time. So don't worry about the sleep so much. But go through some of those videos. Don't take any more tests. No tests. Just add knowledge. Okay. Oof. Okay, that's fine. I'm not a fan of that. But I hope you practice, typing your problems. So really, a hot sheet's not going to be a thing. Okay. I'll hit futures in a second. A pension fund manager wants to protect the fund's diversified stock portfolio. Okay, good. Okay. Lucas, go through they have a thing on the dashboard called, not Crunch Time Facts, but Exam Facts. Make sure you go through that. That's really, really strong. Very helpful for the exam. Okay. A pension fund manager wants to protect the fund's diversified stock portfolio against a market downturn. To best meet this objective, he should go to cash. No. Okay. Yield-based calls? No. Covered puts, uncovered calls, or index options. Index options should be the thing. If you're managing a portfolio, you should buy index options, index puts, to boom. Oh, Jay, you're taking the 66 tomorrow. It's like you only took the 7 the other day. That's awesome. How do you feel? That's a quick turnaround. It's a very quick turnaround. Because I think it was only 2-3 weeks ago that you said you called me when you passed the 7. Oh, by the way, guys, I did jump. Everyone who texts me now knows I switched to iPhone. I'm not happy about it. I like the iPhone, but I'm really just an Android guy, and I can't wait until I can afford the Fold. That folding phone, I can't wait because it looks like a regular phone, and then you fold it open, and you got yourself a book. You got yourself a little iPad. Okay. Does it say write index options? Okay. Hold on. Does it say write? Where are you? Oh, he should write. Okay. Fair enough. So he should write. Oh, index options. He can write calls. He can write index calls. Yes, for the most part, buying is protection. But in the real world, not on the test world, writing options puts some ink. Trevor, how are you? Sometimes you can remember, because if you own a portfolio worth $1 million and you sell a bunch of calls, you're putting some money in your pocket. So that's going to help you. So it's not a true hedge, but it gives you a little bit of a hedge because, like, think of it this way. If you buy stock at 50 and you sell a 55 call at 4, yeah, it's not really protection, but you're getting $4 in your pocket. So the stock could actually drop 4 points without you losing money. So it's a little bit of a hedge, a little bit of protection, but you always lean toward buying puts. Okay. And remember, if you have something bullish, the only options you can do are bearish options no matter what. Okay. Yeah, leaps are legit. People trade them. Look, the people who trade options are true mental geniuses. I mean, seriously, they're like giants. Okay. These guys are nuts. They make me look like I can't speak, which I can't. So I guess that's fair. But they are, John, I will get to your future stuff. The options, they use delta, gamma, all the Greeks to help them do stuff. It's crazy. Okay. Now, futures, John, on futures. A future, I got to finish my video on this. Okay. A future is a contract. It's like an option in a way. But let's say I'm a farmer and it's May and I want to, and it's May and I think I can sell my wheat for 80 cents a bushel, whatever it is. Okay. But it's May. I'm not pulling the wheat up until August or September. Okay. So I'm worried. I'm worried that the price of the wheat will drop before I harvest it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to lock in it by selling a future. So I sell a future. So somebody who thinks the price of wheat is going to go up will buy a future. And if you're going to hedge, if you own it, okay, if you own it, you're going to sell a future to lock in a price. So that's the thing about futures, though, that like an option, the buyer has rights, the seller has obligations. On a future, both sides are obligated. If you buy a future, you're obligated to buy. If you sell a future, you're obligated to sell. Okay. And the only way to get out of it is to offset it by buying it back or selling it out. But futures, that's what they do. They lock in a price. So if you sell a future at 80 cents and the price of it drops to 75, you can make 5 cents. Okay. Now, yep, there, Dean, dead on, right. So that's a good point. I'll bring that up. So if an airline is worried about future gas prices, they will price rising. Like, okay, we all knew that prices are going to rise this year, whether politically or not, whatever. So what you could have done was, if you were worried about rising prices, you could have bought oil futures and gas futures in like January, and then when they rose, you could have sold them and make money, or just and offset the rise in prices of gases. Okay, of gases, gas. So futures, and the thing is, futures are liquid and they trade on an exchange and they're very standardized. This is for the Series 3 and the 66 and the 65, probably not the 7. Forwards are almost the same thing. They're very similar, but they're not standardized. They do not trade on an exchange. Okay. They trade over the counter between you and me. It's like a contract between you and me. But instead of having like futures are standardized at like 5,000 bushels or something like that, each contract, forwards can be like 8 bushels or 1,000 bushels or whatever you want. You can actually properly hedge that way. But the problem is, as opposed to a future where if I buy it and 2 days later I went out, I can just offset it or sell it. Forwards, you can't. If I buy into a forward with you, I can't get out of it unless you give me permission. So forwards are not liquid and they're not standardized and they're off the exchange. Futures are liquid, they are standardized, and they're on an exchange. Okay. And again, yeah, leaps are big. So now IA exclusions. Okay. So I want you to think about this. So IAs would have to register unless, and I don't go big on the whole exclude versus exempt shit. Okay. Oh, wow. That's awesome. If you're scoring that well on the past perfect, you're going to rock this thing. The test is going to be so much easier than you. Okay. First of all, before I hit yours, about the exclusions. Maryland, the 6 is easier than the SIE for the most part. It should be. I mean, are you struggling like you've taken it already, or you're struggling because you're because you've taken it and you really struggle? Okay. Now, where are we? So Maryland, make sure you know this. If you know mutual funds, if you know annuities, for the Series 6, if you know mutual funds, if you know annuities, if you know communications, you know a little bit of taxes, and you know customer accounts and communications, those 6 things, you're going to be fine. Okay, so get another vendor. Training consultants sucks. Okay, they do. I just think they don't cover enough. If you really want to pass, go to STC or Kaplan. Either one's better than that. Okay, just go to Kaplan or STC. Maybe just buy the questions at least. How close did you get, Maryland? Were you close, or you're getting your ass kicked? Okay. I exclusion. So exclude means that you don't meet the definition. Okay. Exempt means that you meet the definition, but we're not going to make you register. Okay. So an IA exclusion, okay, is when you don't have to register. So I'm going to conflate exemption and exclusion. So if you're an investment advisor and you're federally covered, which means you're registered with the SEC, you do not have to register on the state level. Boom. Oh, so fucking close. Oh, heartbreaking. Okay. So that means, really, maybe just buy STC questions or Kaplan questions and work on them. You probably don't need to go crazy on that. I hope my videos helped a little bit, but really, maybe don't buy the whole program. But I mean, training consultants is weak. So I would go buy either Kaplan questions or STC questions, the question bank, and go through that. You don't have to spend the whole money on it. I wish Achievable did the 6, but I think they think it'll happen in the spring, which you'll be done by then, Maryland. We'll get you through this. Okay. If you join the membership thing, my Series 7 thing is open for the 6 or the 7 because there's overlap. So if you want to join that and ask some questions on the Zoom call on the Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Oh, shameless plug. 7 p.m. Sunday night Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. You can join in and ask questions because they all work with the 7 and the 6. Okay. Where are we? Okay, exclusion. See, my ADD kicks in. So first, an IA that's registered with the SEC does not have to register with the states. That's exempt or excluded. Okay. I'm just going to say they don't have to register. If you're managing a mutual fund, you're registered with the SEC, not the state. If you're managing a pension of over 200 million or you're a consultant for a pension, don't have to register. If you have no place of business and 5 or less clients, not 6 clients, 5 or less clients, you don't have to register. Publishers, lawyers, accountants, teachers, engineers, PLATE, publishers, lawyers, accountants, teachers, engineers. As long as you're doing incidental business, they don't have to register. Also, what's not a broker? What's not an IA? A bank is not. An issuer is not. A broker-dealer is not, unless they're charging for advice. An IA is not. An agent is not. Those are the list of exemptions and exclusions where you don't have to register as an IA. And if you're, I think the whole thing is, if you don't have a place of business, it's not just an office, place of business, and you have 5 or less clients, you don't have to register. But once you slap an office in there, you have to. Hope that helps. Okay. Jorge, you have some solid scores. You really do. Okay. Hope that helps. Good. I'm glad it helps. Marilyn, seriously, I'm not telling you to have to join it, but it won't hurt you. Okay. Let's see if somebody asks a question. Boom. Okay. I'm happy to help. And that's it. And you'll learn stuff too. You'll learn it on a deeper level. Okay. Let's see if somebody sent me a question. An investor holds a muni bond at a discount. If the investor holds a bond to maturity, so investor in a muni bond at a discount, so he bought it at a discount, okay? And a gain will be considered. Okay, so here we talk about this. So again, an investor purchased a muni bond at a discount. If the investor holds a bond to maturity, a gain will be considered. Okay, number 1, tax-free interest if the bond is an OID. So let's think about this one. If you're a muni, OID, Yes, there's a 66 group at 6 p.m. It's a membership group. Go take a look at it. And by the way, I just posted one so you can see what it looks like. So guys, if you're not sure what the membership stuff looks like, I just posted them. They should be out there to look at. I don't know if they did on the member. I have to figure if I did it public or not. But you can see what they look like. It's a lot of question and answer. And I'm trying to figure out how to charge for a course and do it like by month. We're going to figure this out. So basically, if you buy a Muni OID and hold it to maturity, you don't pay any taxes. Because think of it, on the Series 7, if you buy an OID, Muni, that you have to accrete. OID, yeah, post it on YouTube. It's a membership through YouTube. And then we do a Zoom call, okay? Because that you just get the information once a week. It's every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern for the 7 and 6 p.m. Eastern for the 66 and 65 and 63. So I have, let's keep going in this. So OID Muni, I don't have to, if I hold it to maturity, I will pay no taxes. Because remember, that accretion amount, that amount that they accrete each year is considered interest, and Muni interest is tax-free. Okay. The next one is 3. Right. So if I buy a bond at a discount, not because it's own OID, but because it traded down because rates went up, I will have to pay taxes on that interest. Okay, on that accretion amount, because it's not interest, it's growth. So an OID, on a Muni OID, if I hold it to maturity, I own 0 taxes at all. On a secondary market discount, if I buy it at a discount, I won't owe any money on the interest, but the accreted amount I will either owe it during the life of it or at the end, but it won't be a capital gain. It'll be taxed as ordinary income. Okay. I've been scoring Michael Santana. I've been scoring high 80s, low 90s on the 63 finals with AD Banker. Okay, so yeah, you're probably okay. You know what I think of AD Banker, but if you're scoring 80s and 90s and it's not because you're memorizing answers, you're in a good shape. And if you're taking it, when are you taking it? Tomorrow? You'll probably be fine. The biggest thing is just take your time, man. Just take your time. Do not rush anything. Take your time. Make sure, listen, you can't sit there and sit on an answer, but don't panic. Like if I made us sit here for a minute, 20 seconds, it'd be an awkward silence. You'd be like, Ken, say something. But yeah, so it's tomorrow. I think you texted me about that, right? So don't sweat it. You're in a good place. Take your time. Make sure you got the just make sure you got the ethics down and make sure you got the state, like the difference between a broker dealer and IA. Pay attention. Everyone who takes the 60 exams, 63, 65, 66, everyone who takes the 63, 65, or 66, make sure that you fully understand the difference between a broker dealer, that it's a firm, an IA, that it's a firm, an agent, that's an individual, and an IR, that's an individual. You got to make sure. Okay? Good. Okay. It is 9:15. We have, say, 10 minutes left because I do have a student at 9:30 and then one at 10:30. Oh, Therese. No, Reg A. What do you know about Reg A? You tell me. You tell me what you know about Reg A, and I'll tell you if you know enough. I'm putting the pressure on you, Therese. It's funny. I could have, when I set this up, it gives me choices like you have to be a member to comment, which is fine. It's just not a member. You have to be a subscriber, which I'm not going to make him pay to do. That'd be ridiculous. Although not this one, but I could do one on another night that is member only, but that would be shitty, which means I'll probably end up doing it and have to apologize for being shitty later. It's my stream of consciousness. I just talk. Okay. So Teresa, what do we know about Reg A? First of all, Reg A is a small issuer, right? Okay. Right. So good. I love it. For Reg A, so Reg A plus on the Series 7 exam and on the, that's probably it. Maybe the 63, 65, 66 as an exemption. It's because if you're too small for the SEC to care, if you're Reg A plus Tier 1, it's up to 20 million, of which 6 million can be sold back to the, so if you're a founder and you start your own Reg A Tier 1, right, then you can raise up to $20 million, of which 6 million can go back to you. Okay. Now, Reg A Tier 2 is up to 75 million. Okay. And by the way, Tier 1, anyone can buy up to 75 million. It used to be 50 as of last spring, but it jumped to 75. And it doesn't have to register on the state level either. Other than that, Don't worry about it. Just know that it doesn't register SEC. Reg A doesn't register. Regulation D doesn't register. Rome 47 doesn't register because it's in one state. Reg S doesn't register because it's outside the country. Okay. While we're here, I'm going to make a shameless plug. If you want to join my membership, please do. $10 to get all the option videos and first look at the membership class ones. If you do the $25 one, I get a weekly Zoom call every Sunday night at 7 p.m. for the 7 and the SIE. And for the 60 exams, it's at 6 p.m. all Eastern. It's an hour of a Zoom call back and forth. You can watch the vendors to see what it looks like. If you want some tutoring, reach out to me at series7exam.org. I'm doing my credits now. If you guys have more questions, hit me up. But we have a hard stop around 9:25. Other tutors, if I'm too expensive, you can reach out to Michael Weiss at series7examtutor.com. Series 7 Exam Tutor. One of my favorite students typed in Series 7's exam something else and got a different person. And she ended up working with him. And she said, "Oh, Ken says hi. It's recommended." And he's like, "Who?" Because it was just a different tutor. It's pretty funny. The free stuff, mine's the fucking shit. It's the best. No one can come touch me. But if you really want to do other stuff, you got Brandon Rith at Basic Wisdom. And then you also have Dean Tinney over at deantinney.com. Dean Tinney stuff. Okay. Guys, I think we're good. My viewers subtracting. Everyone's leaving. It's a Thursday night. I always say Thursdays are tough. I'm still going to do them, but they're always lighter. Everyone, thank you. Have a great night. And I will see you later. Watch, as I say this, a bunch of shit's going to pop up. But guys, so Dean, you have homework till Tuesday. Helen, I think we should have a date, right? You can text me the date. I thought you said it. Again, Patrick, congratulations. Oh, my email, look at my website first. Go to series7exam.org and reach out that way. Go to series7exam.org, and that's how you get my website. It's the best email. That's the best way. So, Yvonne, I am so happy for you. Congratulations. Patrick, congratulations. 1990-ish, congratulations. Lucas, you're going to rock this thing when you take it. Michael, you're going to nail it. And Georgiana, we need a test. We need a test date. Okay? Good. Was there somebody else who took it? Audra, I don't think I said hi, but hey. Okay. And guys, look at this. 5,000 viewers. I am so happy. It's on Sunday. Remember, it's, got it. Okay. And then we have the tutoring thing. So, okay. Listen, we got this. Everyone, be good. We got this. Keep reading. And reach out to me. Have a great weekend. Don't get drunk. Don't get arrested. Wash your hands. Talk to you later.